Okay, so then let's go ahead and go into what we're actually going to be talking about today, and that is, I guess in its simplest terms, what exactly is theater? Because I mean, since the class is, an overview of really everything, we got to make sure we're kind of talking about the same thing here. All right, so for this, I have a set of guided notes in there that you want to go ahead and get out and just fill in the blanks as we're going along. Just kind of a way to help keep you organized as we're moving along, so that you have all of the info that you would need for this section. All right. Okay, so if you don't already have it, pause, get that, come back. Otherwise, here we go. All right, so first off, the word theater. Now, if you didn't already know this, the word theater actually comes from a Greek word. The Greek word is theatron. That's Theatron, theatron, just like it sounds. That literally means a place for seeing. Okay, well, and consequently, that kind of explains how our experience of live theater is very visual, right? You go to see a play. So I mean, when you're talking about going to the theater, you say, "I'm going to go see a play," right? You don't use another sense. You always say, "I'm going to go see a play." Now, of course, you do other things too, but that does kind of show how visual it is. We're going to talk about this when we get into theater history later on, but there's the arrangement of the Greek theater, the place where the audience actually sat, was called the theatron. So there you go. Actually, what I think is also kind of interesting how terms changed. The place where the actors were, where the actual acting was actually called the orchestra, whereas now, when you go into a theater, well, orchestra seats are the good seats, right? Those are the seats that are actually on the floor, like right in front of the stage. So terms change. Used to be the stage, now it's the audience. All right, so where theater comes from the Greek word theatron. All right, now theater is a very different art form than pretty much all other forms of arts, because we say the theater is interpretive. Okay, it is an interpretive discipline because between the playwright, the writer of the play, and the audience are a ton of other artists. You got the actors, you got the directors, you got the designers, and if any one of those people is different, it's going to be a different result, right? So consequently, theater is an interpretive art form. Okay, if you're a painter, you paint a painting, boom, the person sees the painting. It's like direct communication between artist to audience. Here, there's a lot of people in the middle. Okay, all right. So what makes theater different than other things? Well, theater uses the live performer to design time, sound, a three-dimensional space into a production. You know, the word production refers to the actual theater artwork. Okay, so we're going to mention, the difference between like production versus script and things like that. But theater uses that live performer, or the actor, really, to design time, sound, three-dimensional space into a production. Production being the technical term for the actual theater artwork. Okay, the finished product. All right, different than, say, film or something like that, where, yeah, you're using people, but it's not live, it's not that direct interaction. It's a very different feeling seeing a movie versus seeing a play. So there you go.